Hey everybody, this is Mr. Storm, and in this video we are going to create the Defender project. This is going to be slightly bigger than the last one, and I'm going to try to breeze through this a lot faster. 35 minutes is really long for a video, so I'm going to try to get through it a lot faster. So if I kind of don't explain things that I'm doing, you know why. Okay, so we're going to create a canvas element on our HTML page. We'll call this canvas, just like we did last time. We'll set its width to be equal to 600. Let's scoot this over a bit. Height is going to be equal to, let's say 400. Looks good. Tab index equals 1. Okay. Let's do our little bit of CSS code that we have to do. Oh. Now you might be wondering, why are you setting the height and width in two different places? And why don't you just use your CSS, or why don't you just declare that it's going to have a border in the inline CSS instead of creating an entire ID to handle this? Well, because if you want to make some changes to it later on, if you want to add some more CSS to it, then this will be here for you to add. So that's the only reason why. Okay, now let's get to the nitty-gritty. Let's get into our script. All right, first off, let's create a link to our canvas. Alrighty. That's there. Let's get our context. Canvas.get context 2D. All right, now we're going to go right ahead with making a square. Let's create a function to make a square. X, Y, length, and speed. We're going to pass in those values to our square. Y. Oh, these need to be commas. And S speed. Draw is going to be a function of its own. Context.fill rect. This.x, this.y, this.l, this.l. So basically what we've done here with this function is we're going to pass in some values. Then we're going to use those values to draw a new, basically draw a new square. That's really all we're doing. This is a function inside of another function. This is called a recursive function, but that's nothing you need to be really concerned with right now. Okay. So that's that. Oh, I need a semicolon here. Oh, no. I forgot something. So all this needs to be inside of a return. That's what it is. All that needs to be inside of a return. Oh. Okay. Yep, that looks good. I do need one of those. All right. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, perfect. But the semicolon goes up here. All right. Whew. All right. So I'm going to take a second. I'm going to take a sip. You can take a look at that function and make sure it's right. Yeah, so we're returning this stuff here. Okay, yeah, that is correct. Beautiful. All right, so that is our make a square function. We're going to need that a lot. Var ship is going to be make square, told you, 50 canvas.height divided by 2 minus 25 and 50 and 5. So let's take a look at what this is actually doing. So we're going to make a square. The first thing we pass in is the x, so it's 50. The y is going to be divided by 2 minus 25. Then the length is going to be 50, and then the speed is going to be 5. That's pretty much it. So that's our ship. Then we need var up, var down, and var space. Set all of those to false. We're going to have another variable called shooting. We're going to set that equal to false as well. Then we're going to create a bullet variable. Set that equal to make, make square 0, 0, 10, 10. Okay. Now we're going to create an array of enemies. Okay. Var enemy base speed will be 2. And then we're going to use a function to create enemies. Function make enemy. Enemy. Oh, hello. Enemy. There we go. Okay. Var enemy x is going to be canvas dot width. Var enemy size is going to be math dot round. Math dot random. Ooh, not capital. Times 15 plus 15. Alrighty. And then the enemy y is going to be math dot round math dot random times canvas dot height minus enemy size times 2 and plus enemy size. Okay, so we're going to randomly set a y value, randomly set the size of the enemy, and then var enemy speed math dot round math dot random times enemy base speed plus enemy base speed. Okay, so we're just basically making a random enemy, an enemy that will do random things or be a random enemy. All right, so then this enemy that we've created, we want to push it into the enemy's array. Make square enemy X, enemy Y, enemy size, enemy speed. Okay, so that function will create new enemies for us, and they're going to be completely randomized. Well, not completely. We've set some parameters. Okay, now we need our isWithin function from last time. Function isWithin. I'll need to pass in some arguments, A, B, and C. And then we are going to return A less than B and A greater than B and A less than C. That is our isWithin function. Now we want to check to see if something is colliding. Function is colliding. We're going to pass in A and B there. All right. The results we'll set equal to false. All right. If is within A.x, B.x, B.x plus B.L, or is within if. I was wondering when my text wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. Is within, we'll say A.x plus A.L, B.x, B.x plus B.L. Okay. So up here you can see that L, where are we going? Yeah, so we have length, X, Y, all that. Okay. Now, okay, so inside here we want to do if is within A.y, B.y, B.y plus B.L is within result equals true. And then after we're done with that, we're going to return result. Okay. So that is that. I want to check something really quickly in my notes. Okay, good. We're good to go. Still on track. All right. So after the is colliding, we need to set a score, set it equal to 0. We need to set a time between enemies equal to 5 times 1000. We need to set a var timeout ID. Set that equal to null. All right, now we need to create our menu. This is going to be basically the same as what we did last time. Function menu You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cheat. Give me 1 second. I'm going to cheat. Okay, I'm back. So basically all I was doing was I went and found my the menu function that I created for the last game, and I copy and pasted it because it's basically going to be the same, except here we're going to change this to Defender. Alrighty. And let's see, that's pretty much, over here, we're going to say up/down to move, space to shoot. And that is going to be it. Beautiful. All right. So now we're going to create a start game method. Sorry, start game function. And this is going to be a lot like the one before as well. So maybe, yeah, maybe we'll do that. So our start game is going to be, it's going to be different. It'll be different enough. All right, so timeout ID is going to be equal to set interval make enemy time between enemies. Okay. The set timeout make enemy 1000. So we're going to make the first enemy there. We're going to draw, and we're going to remove the event listener from our canvas. So we're going to remove the start game listener. Okay, now we need to create an EndGame function EndGame. Let's clear the interval. Timeout ID. Let's call the erase function, which we haven't created for this one yet. Context.fillStyle equals. Now this is exactly the same as before, I think. No, it's not. "24 pixels Arial. Text align. Fill text. Game over. Final score is going to be width divided by 2. Canvas dot height divided by 2. Okay, perfect. So far, so good. And we're over 100 lines of code now. All right. Okay, next we need to start adding some event listeners for our key up and key downs. Now we only have 3 keys that we're listening for. Event listener. We could have done this before, but that's fine. We can do it here too. Key down. Function. Event. Prevent default, just like last time. If event dot key code equals 38. Then up equals true. Oh, hold on. Let's just copy this. Okay. So if the key code is 40, then down equals true. And if key code is 32, then we're going to call the shoot function. Okay. Now we need the key up event listener, which again is pretty much the same as this. The difference is instead of key down, it's key up. And we don't need that. We only need the up and down. We want to set that to false. Set that to false. Okay, now we need our erase function. This is exactly the same as last time. Context.fillStyle equals one extra F there that I didn't need. Context.fillRect okay, so that is our erase function. Now we need to shoot. We need a shoot function. Scroll down a bit here. Okay, in our shoot function, we want to make sure that we can't shoot if we're already shooting. So the first thing we want to do is check if not shooting. Then shooting equals true. Bullet.x equals ship.x plus ship.l. Bullet.y equals ship.y plus ship.l divided by 2. That is our shoot function. Okay, then let's create our draw function, which I believe is the last function in this game. It is. So let's create our draw function here. All right, so inside the draw function, first thing we want to do is erase. Game over is false. We want to loop through our enemies. So for each function enemy, enemy.x minus equals enemy.s if enemy.x then game over equals true. So basically what we're doing there is we're just checking to see if an enemy has gotten past our ship and reached our base. Fill style equals 00ff00 enemy.draw. Okay, semicolon there. So that is our for each loop for our enemies. Now, we want to do another for each to check to see if we're colliding. Function enemy I. Okay. For this one, if is colliding, we'll say enemy and ship, then game over equals true. So basically, if the enemy has collided with our ship, then the game is over. That's something we want. Alrighty. Now let's handle moving the ship. If ship dot, oh no, if down ship dot y plus equals ship dot s. If up ship dot y minus equals ship dot s. Hold on one second. I'm getting a phone call. Let me pause here. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, where were we? All right, so we're handling our up. All right, now we want to make sure we don't go out of bounds. So if ship.y is less than 0, then ship.y equals 0. If ship.y is greater than canvas.height minus ship.l, then ship.y equals canvas.height minus ship.l. Okay, so now we're constraining ourselves so we can't move outside of the area. So let's go ahead and draw our ship. Context.fillStyle equals, we'll make it red. Ship.draw. All right, that's easy. So if shooting, let's handle shooting. If shooting, bullet.x plus equals bullet.s, enemies dot splice. Oh no. What we want to do there is we don't want to splice them right away. We want to loop through our enemies. Enemies dot for each function enemy I, and then if is colliding, bullet enemy then enemies dot splice I1. Okay. We also want to add to the score. And then let's make shooting equal false. And we want to make the game harder as we go. So if score modulus 10 equals 0. And, nope, that's not the one. Where is it? And time between enemies, so 1,000, it's greater than 1,000. Then we want to clear interval, timeout ID, we'll make time between enemies minus equal 1,000, timeout ID equal to set interval make enemy time between enemies. Okay. And then down here we'll say else if score modulus 10. 1 second. Sorry, I had to let my dog out. Where were we? Oh yeah, we were going to make it harder. Okay, so score modulus, let's not do 10. Score modulus 5 equals 0. So if score modulus 5 equals 0, then enemy base speed plus equals 1. Okay, and then we're going to semicolon there. Ooh, we're getting real close. Okay. If bullet.x is greater than canvas.width, basically a fancier way of saying if your bullets left the screen, shooting equals false. Context.fill style equals, so we're going to draw the bullet here. So remember, this is all inside of the shooting. Okay, so let's draw our bullet here. Let's make it blue. Make our bullets blue. Bullet.draw. Okay, now our bullets have been handled. Let's draw the score. .24 pixels, aerial. Text align equals left. Let's make this single quotes. It doesn't really matter if you do single quotes or double quotes, but I've been doing single quotes, so just to keep it consistent. Fill text equals score. Score 125. Okay, so the score's there. Let's say if game over, then we call the EndGame function. Else window.request animation frame draw. Okay, good to go, good to go. Now we want to call our menu and we want to set our canvas to be the focus. Okay, so let's see if this works. So far, so good. No errors so far. Defender, click to start. Uh-oh. Is within is not defined. Okay, so we have an is within issue. So I pushed up on the arrow. Let's do this. Control F is within. I spelled it wrong somewhere, so let's find it. Not seeing it anywhere. Let me pause this really quick and then I'll come back to it once I find it. Okay, I'm back. I found it. It was just one H. I spelled it within instead of within. I found it. Okay, so we're good to go. Let's go ahead and see if our game works. We'll click start, and it does. Our enemies generate from the side of the screen over there. I can move my square up and down. I can shoot them. My blue bullet comes out and shoots, and my enemies are randomly sized. They're either small or they're big. Now if I let the enemy get all the way to the end of the screen, game's over, final score equals 3. So that's the game. That's Defender. This was even longer than last project, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. Hopefully you guys were able to follow along. This is kind of a big project, but I'll see you next week.